Hey everyone, I'm Dan and welcome to Disney Decoded. In 1963, Walt Disney built something that had never existed anywhere in the world. Over 225 robots that could sing, move, and perform together in perfect sync. Today, we're decoding the attraction that invented audio-animatronics and changed theme parks forever. The Magic Kingdom version of the Tiki Room opened on October 1st, 1971 under the name Tropical Serenade, bringing the Disneyland classic to Florida. But the real story begins in 1963 at Disneyland, when Walt Disney introduced the world to the first attraction built entirely around audio animatronics. Before the Tiki Room, theme park entertainment typically meant human performers or simple mechanical figures with limited repetitive motion. Walt wanted something different. Characters that could move, perform, and synchronize perfectly with music and dialogue. The term audio animatronics comes from combining audio and animation. The key innovation was synchronization. Every movement, no matter how small, timed precisely to a soundtrack. Inside the Tiki Room, more than 225 animated birds, flowers, and tiki figures perform together in a musical review. Each bird appears alive through coordinated movements such as beak movement synchronized to lyrics, head turns and tilts, body swaying, wing movements timed to the music, eye movements that create the illusion of awareness. This level of coordinated performance had never been attempted before. Walt Disney's team had to invent much of the technology from scratch. I'm a little nasally today, so I don't know. Yeah, whatever. So creating the Tiki Room meant solving engineering problems that didn't yet have solutions. In 1963, computers were massive machines used primarily for research and government work. Disney needed a system capable of controlling hundreds of individual movements with precise timing using the technology available at the time. The solution was surprisingly clever. The show used multi-track magnetic tape to store both the audio soundtrack and the movement control signals. While one track played the music and dialogue, additional tracks carried electronic signals that controlled the figures. As the tape played, these signals triggered actuators that moved each figure in perfect synchronization with the performance. The physical movements themselves were powered by a combination of pneumatic systems and electric actuators, carefully engineered to produce smooth, lifelike motion. Each audio animatronic contains multiple functions, meaning separate mechanical movements controlled independently. A typical bird might include a moving beak, head rotation, head tilting, body swaying, wing motion, and eye movement. Multiply those functions across hundreds of figures, and the complexity becomes enormous. Even more impressive, the entire show had to operate reliably for thousands of performances every year. Precision was important, but durability was just as critical. Man, I was just thinking how proud I was to get through that, too. Yeah. The engineering of the Tiki Room goes beyond the figures themselves. Guests sit inside a circular theater surrounded by performing characters on all sides. This theater, in the round layout, constantly shifts your attention around the room, making it feel like you're inside a living environment instead of watching a traditional stage show. Above the audience, animated flowers descend from the ceiling while larger tiki gods perform around the walls of the theater, expanding the stage into the vertical space. Lighting plays a major role in maintaining the illusion. When certain figures are performing, spotlights direct your attention toward them while the rest of the room remains dim. This prevents guests from noticing when other figures are temporarily inactive. Sound design also contributes to the illusion. Speakers placed throughout the theater align with the locations of performing characters, helping the audio appear to come directly from the birds and flowers themselves. All of these elements work together to create immersion. The audio animatronics are impressive, but the theater design helps convince your brain that you're watching living performers instead of machines. The Magic Kingdom version of the attraction has gone through several changes since its opening in 1971. For more than 25 years, the show ran as Tropical Serenade, closely matching the original Disneyland performance featuring the four host macaws, Jose, Michael, Pierre, and Fritz. In 1998, Disney introduced a new version called the Enchanted Tiki Room under new management. This update added characters like Iago and Zazu, creating a more comedic and contemporary show. While technically impressive, the change divided longtime fans who preferred the classic musical review. In 2011, a small fire in the attraction's attic area led Disney to close the show temporarily. When it reopened on August 15, 2011, the attraction returned to a version much closer to its original form. Today, guests once again experience a classic bird host and tropical musical style, though modern control systems have replaced the original magnetic tape technology. Even with those upgrades, the core idea, synchronized movement timed to audio, remains exactly the same as Walt Disney's original concept. The importance of the Tiki Room extends far beyond one attraction. It proved that Audio-Animatronics could create compelling entertainment, paving the way for some of Disney's most famous experiences. The technology helped make possible attractions like Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, the Hall of Presidents, and Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. The synchronized robotics first demonstrated in the Tiki Room eventually became the foundation of modern theme park storytelling. Just as importantly, the attraction proved that guests would happily sit through a theater-style performance if the experience was engaging enough. That lesson influenced many later Disney shows. Most importantly, the Tiki Room demonstrated Walt Disney's philosophy that technology should support storytelling. The audio-animatronics weren't created simply to show off engineering skill. They existed to create an experience that couldn't be achieved any other way. Tiki stuck in my head. Today, Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room might seem simple compared to modern attractions filled with projection mapping and advanced robotics. But in 1963, this was essentially science fiction brought to life. The synchronization of more than 225 animated figures, the mechanical engineering required to make birds appear alive, and the show control systems that coordinated everything represented technology that didn't exist anywhere else in the world. Next time you watch Jose, Michael, Pierre, and Fritz perform, remember that you're witnessing the attraction that helped change theme parks forever. Every audio-animatronics figure Disney has built since owes something to a group of singing birds in a tropical room. What's your favorite audio-animatronics attraction? Did I say audio-animatronics a lot? I feel like I did. So does the classic Tiki Room still hold up? And do you get your Dole Whip before or after the show? Let me know in the comments and be sure you're subscribed with notifications on and you'll see me in the next video.